Pew Research Center reported in 2022 that in the 2020 presidential election, about 62.8% of eligible American voters participated within the election, ranking the United States 31st in the world's democracies in voter turnout. Think about that for a moment. One of the world's considered most powerful democracies in all of Earth's history had 4 out of 10 eligible voters stay silent on election day and choose for their voices not to be heard. On a positive note, Mount San Antonio College was awarded in 2024 by the California State of Secretary the most voters of students in the state in the ballot bowl with 690 voters. That was more than 116 other colleges within the state. This presents how impactful our voices can be heard, even at the youth level, and how important it is for young people to recognize our impact that we can hold on results from voting. Today, I'm going to be telling you 3 reasons why you should vote. First, I'm going to talk about the growing gap between Black and white voter turnout and how that is negatively impacting election results and decisions made within the country. Then I'm going to talk about how impactful every single individual vote really is. And lastly, I'm going to tell you about how even at a local level, how important it is to vote. Now, first, all of us like to think that our votes really matter and that our voices are being heard, but some voices are being left out of the conversation, and this is negatively impacting the results from our elections, and it's important that every voice gets heard. From the Brennan Center of Justice in March of 2024 reported that Black and white voter turnout the gap was growing increasingly more in the last few years. This is incredibly concerning, considering that not everyone's voices are being heard, and this can negatively impact results directly from elections that are going to affect all of us. We have to recognize that the people before us fought incredibly hard for every single group to be able to vote, and that when certain groups of people's voices are not being heard, then we aren't getting as representative within our own government. And there are 2 reasons that we should pay attention to this history. First, the long fight for everyone to be able to vote represents how much weight people realized that voting could have on our country. And also, we should appreciate all of the hard work other people have put in for everyone to have equal opportunity to vote. It's also incredibly important that everyone votes to protect our rights and our democracy, as it is built off of representing every single person. And it is a duty to vote as a citizen to protect not just yourself, but everyone around you. Now I'm going to talk about how every single individual vote truly matters. According to government facts in August 2025, every single vote is incredibly impactful, and we've seen that throughout history. In the 2000 presidential election, when George W. Bush won, he won the election by a narrow 537 votes from Florida. Then, in World War II, the military draft was approved by a 203 to a 202 vote. That means one vote changed the lives of thousands of people. Now, the reason we should pay attention to this is because it exemplifies how throughout our history, we have seen examples of where every single individual vote matters. And that you cannot think that your individual vote does not matter. Because if one person thinks, my individual vote doesn't matter, and if 10,000 people think the same way, or 100,000 people think the same way, then we have that many people thinking that their voice shouldn't be heard or isn't going to be heard, when truly it is incredibly important for every single individual to recognize the impact their vote has. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the importance of voting even at a local level. One of the reasons that fighting and making your voice heard at a local level by voting is because there's a lot of decisions being made at a local level that are going to directly impact your life and your community. There are things such as public transportation, local programs, the way funding is being allocated. All of these things can be determined by local elections. And it is so incredibly important that even at a local level, you're recognizing how voting matters and how your vote matters and how it can better your community, better yourself, and better the people around you. Today I told you 3 reasons why you should vote. First, I talked about how it's important for every group to make sure that their voice is heard and how they can make our country better. Then I talked about how every single vote individually is incredibly impactful, even on a national scale. And lastly, I talked about how even at a local level, voting can be incredibly impactful and can make your community much better. So the next time that there's an election, whether it's on a national level, a state level, or even at a local level, make sure that you use your own power and your own right to vote, not just for yourself to be represented properly, but for the betterment of your entire country.